All right. Hi, guys. How are y'all doing so far? All right. So, as he said, my name's Reese. I work at UShip as a Scrum Master. I've been using Jira for about 6 years now, and in that time, I have become completely addicted to the filters and dashboards. Not sure if it's my automation background, but basically, anytime that I have to search for something more than once, I save it as a filter. If I have to look at that filter more than once, I put it on a dashboard. So, I actually looked this morning, and of about 200 public filters in our Jira instance, 100 of them are mine, as well as over half of the dashboards. So, kind of starting to feel like I might have a problem, but we'll see if I can show you guys how I use my strange obsession to keep myself, my Scrum teams, and my product owners in the loop on any issues and focus on their current sprint. So, I'm going to give you guys just a little bit of the backstory. We've been a Jira shop since 2007, and we've been transitioning our process to more of an agile framework for the better part of 3 years, and we officially bit the bullet and jumped to Scrum in September. So, these are my teams. Yes, there are 6 of them. I'm aware that that's completely insane, but it's the situation that we're in, and I'm more than embracing it. But what this does mean is that I don't have a ton of time to gather information on the health of a sprint or their team. Health of my teams or my sprints. I have 6 scrums back-to-back every morning with, if I'm lucky, about 2 minutes in between to pull up any information, see how many, see if we have any defects, which meant clicking through multiple tabs, seeing if we had defects, impediments, how the sprint was going, how the burndowns were going. Kind of figured it was time to make a dashboard. So even if you guys aren't in a similar situation, tracking multiple teams, projects, products, setting up a good dashboard will save you a ton of time, and it's going to be super useful to you. So what makes a good dashboard? Well, first of all, you need to figure out what you need it for. An aimless dashboard will get junked up so quickly, and you guys will not be able to deduce what the relevant information is. You also want to make sure that your dashboards are as easily digestible as possible. Put the most important information at the top, let everything filter down from there. And most importantly, limit your information. Information overload will kill your dashboards. Don't put every bit of data that you can think of to pull. Filters that you don't need to see every day don't necessarily need to live on your dashboards. And gadgets that don't add direct value to your process or purpose don't need to make the cut. As you can see, the ones that pulled out of there, actually when I started this presentation, I had 2 filters on there that I couldn't really figure out how to make slides for, and I talked to my teams, and they're like, yeah, we don't use them. So even that, had to kill them. And also, if you find out that you're overloading your dashboard or can't figure out what gadgets and stuff to put above the fold, split it, make a new one. As you can see, I have about 15 dashboards, and yes, I look at them every single day. So I'm going to take you guys through one of my team dashboards, just to kind of show you where I was going with this and how to kind of get the most out of some really great gadgets that Jira has. So the purpose of our team dashboard is to provide full visibility for the team and the product owner into the health of the sprint. The most important pieces of information that we needed were impediments, burndowns, defects, and some sort of representation of our cumulative work in progress. And I'm terrible at the word cumulative, so you guys can laugh at me here in a minute when I try to say it for like the 4th time. I realize that some of the details are a little bit harder to see, so I've drilled down a little further. First off, impediments. I mean, impediments are one of the biggest things that can derail my team's progress. So I wanted to make sure that it was given a really prominent spot in the dashboard up there in the top left. Because I want to make sure that my team, as well as my product owners, are always aware of what's going on. So I set up a filter that pulled anything that was flagged as an impediment, and then I added the filter results gadget to display those here. And when you add the filter results gadget, you can set it to any filter that any of your favorite filters. You can configure how many issues you want to show, what columns you want to see, pretty much anything, or you can just leave the defaults and feel it out for yourself. See what works best for you. Burndowns. Greenhopper has the most fantastic chart setup for automatically creating burndowns. And they also include an Agile gadget that you can just display that right on your dashboards. The gadget can also link you to a ton of useful stuff as well. Link you to the issue navigator, it can link you to planning board, task board, all that stuff. But since we're looking for a quick at-a-glance view, I keep it set to the burn down, and it just stays there. We have ours actually set to track story points, but any statistic that you set up in the planning board, you can track from here. So it's absolutely awesome. But here's the fun part. For months and months and months, I could not figure out how to make it work. It was only tracking 2 days, and I was like, what is going on? And I looked online. I couldn't find any information. If you guys already knew this, just tune out for a minute. But this is how to make the burn downs work. So first of all, you should add it from the planning board. If you've already added them from the page, the project page, you can edit them on the planning board. But the key information that you need is you have to enter an end date and a start date. It can't read your mind, can't tell you when the sprint started, when it's planning on ending. So if you add this information, you will get a fantastic burn down. So back to our dashboards. Tracking defects can give you a really, really good feel of the health of your sprint. I keep a created versus resolved chart looking back for 14 days just to kind of get a feel on how well we're resolving defects or if we're creating a ton of them. And basically, this chart comes with Jira. You can set it to any of your favorite filters, set the time frame, and go from there. So if the red line goes above the green, meaning that we're creating more defects than we're closing out, this could be an indication that we are either overcommitting or possibly cutting corners to try to meet our sprint goals. As you can see, this team knocked out quite a few defects while not really creating many. Pretty awesome. This team, on the other hand, while being in the red, as we say, is actually doing a really great job of knocking out defects as they come in. And since we have a zero known defects policy, it's pretty bueno. As well as tracking how many defects were the ratio of actually created versus resolved, it's really important that we also know what's out there. So if somebody sees something that's a miss or something pretty important, they can snag it right from the dashboard. So this is my absolute favorite dirty little secret, is the cumulative flow chart. So most of my teams right now are really working to minimize work in progress, and this gives me a really, really great tool to do that. So a couple things that I really want to point out, since this tracks tickets by status, so every ticket in or out you see on here, and it does a snapshot every day. So if you look at the purple and orange lines, those are in dev and in QA fields. So as long as they stay pretty small, we can tell that we're keeping things to minimizing our work in progress pretty well. But the other really, really fun, dirty little secret, which makes my product owners and my devs think that I am super sneaky, is that as you see, if you can tell, it takes a daily snapshot every single day. So as you see that top red line climbing, that means we were pulling things into the sprint. It also mapped, it looks exactly like the defects line. So this is actually pretty good. They were pulling in all those defects that they were closing out every day. But check this out. See the line from what they originally committed to what they actually completed? Yes. So they actually committed correctly at the beginning. So this gives me a really great, snapshot daily to figure out where we're at, what we're doing. And it's an absolutely amazing tool. And since one of my jobs is protecting the team from changes to the sprint, this is great. So those are my team dashboards. 5 things that make that up. And as my teams are focusing on different goals or require different bits of information, I'll swap out gadgets and filters to make sure that they get the most out of their dashboard. And each member of the team or the product owner can just pull this up every day and get a quick feel of the health of their sprint. So your turn, basically. Go create a dashboard. You will save yourself some steps, you'll save yourself a ton of time, create a ton of visibility. Jira is an information powerhouse, and every single field is searchable in some form or fashion. And you pretty much have all the tools at your disposal to make this work for you. So I've added step-by-steps and JQL for all the filters to my blog. It's a brand new blog, so don't mind that there's like 5 posts in there. It'll get bigger as we go. So thank you guys so much. Enjoy the rest of your summit.